the one, the only, Benzion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun Benzion. Today's daf is Benzion Sotah, daf Lamed Hey, number 35. Let's start from the very top of Lamed Hey and Aleph. The Gemara says, "Vayecho vayavo Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rishim Ben Yochai Makish Halicha Labia." It says before this pasuk, Vayeshuva, they came back to tell Klal Yisrael what they saw in Eretz Yalda Meraglim. And then he said, Vayecho vayavo. Why is it Vayecho vayavo? It's unnecessary. Vayecho. They came back. It's unnecessary to say Vayecho vayavo. The reason it says this, Makish Halicha Labia, Ma Bia Beitzara, Af Halicha Beitzara. Just like when they went, just like when they came back, they had bad intentions. They lashon hara about Eretz Yisrael. Also, when they went, originally they had bad intentions. Now, the question is, and it's brought over here in footnote number 1, I believe, over here in 35a, footnote number 2, I'm sorry, is that elsewhere, the rabbis write that when chosen, the spies are righteous. Rashi in Numbers 13.3, Bamidbar 13.3 says this. This would appear to contradict our Gemara. The Gemara says that originally they were evil. Originally when they were chosen, they were evil. So the Marsha answers, this is what the article brings, they were righteous when selected. By the time they set out, their intentions were evil. This was because they were the agents of those who sent them. The rule is that a person's agent is like himself. Shlucha shalom kamosu, since those who appointed them had evil intent. Right? All of Klal Yisrael wanted the Meraglim. It was inevitable and intended the spies would become evil as well. So basically, since they were sent by evil people, they became evil people. I don't like to say that. Just we have b'chira chafshis. Just because you're sent by a person doesn't mean it's going to change my perspective. It's going to change me. That's not fair. I mean, everyone has b'chira chafshis. I don't agree with this answer in the Marsha. But I will tell you my personal answer. I had this question when I was younger. I was in the mirror. I was like 21 years old. I remember we were learning this parsha, and I had this question. I asked this question myself. I didn't know about the Marsha at that point. Actually, I think it was a Shabbos morning. We were eating cholent in the mirror, and someone told me that this Marsha answer. And I told them my pshat. I don't remember exactly what I said then, but I also had this question when I had my Afraf, when I was 35 years old, 14 years later, in Beitar Yili, when I had my Afraf before I got married, and it was Parshas the Meraglim, Parshas Shlach, and I talked about what I believe the sin of the Meraglim was. And I tied it into this question over here. When they were chosen by Moshe Rabbeinu, they were righteous people. That's why he chose them, the righteous of the 12 tribes. Each tribe had the most righteous person, was chosen to be Meraglim. However, that was when they were chosen in front of the people, in front of Klal Yisrael. So when you get, let's say you get an award at a dinner or something like that, you get up there, you say some nice, humble words, whatever institution gave you the award, nice things about them, that you don't feel deserving of such an award. You don't do as much as the institution does, whatever cause. But once you get together with your cronies over there, and you're ready to go, so there's an element like, wow, an important person. I am the most important in this tribe. There's a certain level of gasus haruach, of, you think more of yourself than you really are. Arrogance, they call it. Gasus haruach, we learned at the beginning of Benzion Sotah, means when you exaggerate what you really are. I mean, it's an important task that you're being tasked to do, to go spy out Eretz Yisrael, to see if it's worthy of entering into it. So when you're away from the public and you're just with the important people, you kind of feel, hey, I'm pretty chashuv, I'm pretty important. And that feeling of gasus haruach is, they didn't have plans of saying lashon hara, but sometimes when you feel like you're overly important, more important than you really are, you say, hey, wait a second, I could dictate, I should dictate what I see. I see that it's a place, they went to the place, they saw a lot of people dying over there, Eretz Ocheles Yoshvehi, right? That's what they saw. Hashem, they should have had in mind that Hashem did it so they shouldn't be noticed. That's what the Gemara says. But they saw that. They saw all the fruits were really big. And everything they saw was very big over there. They saw the giants over there. They saw people were dying over there because of the giants. They saw the fruits were very big. And usually the Gemara says that kol apostel b'mum apostel. Anything that says bad stuff, you say negative stuff about people, usually the point you're bringing negative other people, you tend to say negative about other people, is usually the problem you have yourself. It's your own problem. You're projecting it on other people. And they had this gasus haruach, this arrogance, and it projected on what they saw. They saw everything was so big. The fruits were big. The people were big, right? Everyone was dying because of these huge people over there. So that got projected on them. So yes, when they were chosen, they were righteous people. But once they were separated from the nation and they were gathered together, convened together, and ready to go. Vayelchu, when they went, right? Vayelchu, they started going. When they started going, or machzik baderech, they started on their journey. So then they were separated from Klal Yisrael. They had this arrogance, and that arrogance led them to see things. They didn't intentionally say lashon hara because they were arrogant. They saw everything in a bigger fashion. They saw everything in an exaggerated fashion. That's what they basically exaggerated. Things they saw were not 100% inaccurate, right? They said, right? The Gemara says they said truthful things. It was Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash, like they said, because they said some truth, so their falsehood was believed. But they exaggerated a lot about it. They saw things and they gave their own interpretations based on, their gas saruach, the arrogance that they had inside their hearts, because they were a unique, special group chosen, and that arrogance led them to exaggerate what they saw in Eretz Yisrael and to, give their own interpretation, which was the wrong interpretation. That caused ultimately their sin, and that's why Vayelchu Vayavo, right, Eitz Hara, was because of their arrogance. That's what I think. That's what I said in my Afraf. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.